Hello and welcome to the stream. This is Ian. I'm Ian Zangzabar over here. I can't remember which side it is. But welcome to the stream. We're playing Rosetta today. Again, this is a game from Story Machine Games. It's available on their website. And let's jump in and meet who we're playing with today. And hold on as it transitions. My poor computer. There we go. Hey, look at that. So we have two wonderful guests. Hey, Catherine, welcome to the stream. We've got Beneeta, and we've got Eric. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, friends.
This is delightful to have you both here on a wonderful afternoon, actually kind of a gloomy afternoon, but we're fine. We're playing games. That's what we're meant to do here on the stream. If you are just joining us, we have a chat above us. The chat is perfectly viable. Our guests are watching the stream as well, so they can solicit help from you. And I encourage you to respond in kind, because this game can be pretty difficult.
Oh, yes.
It can be pretty difficult. So having the ability to get as many different ideas going as possible is very, very helpful. Let me turn off this.
Critical,
yes, critical. So this is the layout of the stream, and the goal of the game is you are going to have to figure out the meaning of the inscription shown to the right of my head over here, right up there. And that inscription means something that is related to the location. It might not be, it actually cannot be anything that's directly pictured. So if this were the inscription, I could not put statue or column or shark because they are literally in the picture, if that makes sense. But the picture is meant to be a guide, a way for you to come up with ideas about what to actually say as maybe clues. This game happens over the course of 10 rounds. Each round, the guessers, being you all, get to put forth a word. And I then have to draw the word based in this ancient language. Very importantly, I will not use any preconceived notions. I can't use letters, I can't use numbers, I can't use symbols that you might know. It has to be a completely unique language. So it is as if we are all archaeologists and linguists trying to decipher ancient languages. So, with that being said, let's jump into the first one, and I'm going to cycle through these glyphs a little bit to get a new one and get a new location. Let's do...
Oh, that's a relief. I was looking at that and I was like, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, chat, I am definitely counting on you to help us through this game.
Right. Okay, I feel a little bit better about this combination than the last. Oh no. No, I don't got it.
Actually, you know what? I've actually used this one recently, so we'll use that one. No, I used that one recently too. I used that one as well.
Oh no! Now
okay.
I am adrift.
This is a new one for me.
Ocean of
All right. So while I'm coming up with a word, and just to note, I am actually using codenames cards to come up with a meaning because I've been struggling with coming up with unique things. So I'm just gonna kind of go through all of these. So you know that it's a fairly simple word that is fairly common, and it is in the game Codenames. So I guess that could be narrowing down, but I have...
Thankfully, I memorized the Codenames layout before I got here, just in case.
All right, so while I'm coming up with a meaning for this word, if you could, please introduce yourselves and what you do, and vamp while I'm trying to figure this out.
Sure. Hi, I'm Beneeta. I am a former member of Girl. I am currently a board game freelancer, and I will probably be starting my own Twitch channel at Beneeta_K. So come follow me, where I'll probably be streaming a lot of Among Us, because that is my current favorite game right now. And that's just me.
Awesome. Hey everyone, my name's Eric. I'm a board game reviewer and photographer for my site, What's Eric Playing. I'm frequently on Twitter at What's E Playing, and I hang out on Instagram sometimes. So I've just been playing a whole variety of remote board games, keeping the review cycle going. So that's been fun.
Eric is almost close to 700 reviews, which is amazing. Like, that is
Yep.
so many reviews.
We're
That's
getting
so
there.
impressive.
The thing that always
What's
makes
your
me...
number now?
It depends.
Sorry.
It's about whether or not I've published that many, because like I've hit this point now where I have a few reviews in like storage waiting for publishing, and I have an emergency buffer that's like, oh, if I were to say, I don't know, fall down the stairs or something and just be laid up for
Yeah.
a couple weeks, I'm like, at least I still have reviews to post, because that's my primary concern. I have a super healthy
Right.
relationship with content creation. Thank you for asking. But as I think I'm probably over 700 if you count like the pre-published ones, but I think I'm at like the 3-ish now published.
That is amazing. So you're gonna hit it like within the month or so, like officially.
Yeah, hopefully before the end of the year.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
All right. So I do have a word. I didn't actually use a word directly from a card in Codenames. I used inspiration from one because I felt that it would be a better word to use in this context.
You found out that I
So-
memorized them.
It will not help.
I know. All that work for
I do have the
nothing.
meaning hidden, and it is the meaning will appear if you get it right. So it will appear above the card on the right there that says word currently. But that's my drawing pad. That's where I'm going to be drawing whatever word you decide to pick. So that being said, you have a location and you have an inscription. It is up to you now to determine what this inscription as a whole means. And it has something to do, or it has pieces to do, maybe, with the location as a whole. So if you need ideas about what to put as words, look at the location and see if you can't pick out some.
Okay, so are Eric and I working
Absolutely.
together to come up with
And
one word?
I am on your team. It
Okay.
is a cooperative game. I am trying to do this. And it
All right.
isn't...
I just wrote down the pieces of the glyph so I can try and like formulate
Sure.
guesses as we go on. The benefits of
Nice.
having a large
So
whiteboard here.
it is important to note
Okay.
I cannot say anything related to the inscription. I can't give you hints verbally. After the third round, however, there is an ability that shows up, and you get that ability until the end of the game. It's like a one-time use ability. You can play it whenever you want. At the end of round 6. So again, this is every round is just you make a guess, I draw it. You make a guess, I draw it. That's a round. And at the end of round 6, after we have 6 clues, I will then tell you the meaning of the symbol in that little sidebar. So you see that there's a little symbol in the upper right-hand corner of this inscription. That symbol has a meaning in my head, and I know what it means. And after round 6, you will know that meaning. Okay?
Excellent.
So, that being said, what would you like your first clue to be?
Excellent question. So I will say that when I usually play this, what I try to focus on is avoiding guessing that because we're going to get it eventually anyways. And so I try to think a little bit more about like what it could possibly be. What are your thoughts, Beneeta?
That works for me. You're the expert at this game, so I will I will go with what you say right now. I'm still trying to figure out how exactly I'm supposed to guess a word using these pictures. So
I think the best thing you can do in round 1 is just kind of throw something out. So like if you basically if you're looking at this and you were to find this glyph, what would you think of? And I don't want to say what I'm thinking of yet because I don't want to like bias or anchor you. I want to like how do these associate? What is like you're kind of trying to apply an abstract meaning to like an abstract set of glyphs.
okay.
And so there aren't really wrong answers right now. So like if I were to say a word that you look at and you think of, what's the first thing that you think of?
Well, maybe water because there's a lot of water features in the picture, and then on the glyph side, like that W almost kind of seems like waves, possibly.
I actually
So maybe something related to water, waves. It could be something like actually in the picture, and water is in the picture, but like
Right.
something a little bit more abstract could be waves.
Yeah, because I actually, when I first looked at it, my brain was like, oh, this kind of makes me think of a waterfall because you have sort of the downward motion.
Right.
It seems like things are like collecting at the bottom and you've got sort of that like water flow towards the bottom. But yeah, as Ian said, there's a waterfall in the picture.
Yeah.
Honestly, sure, let's go for it. Why not? Like, it's the first round. We got some time left.
Yeah, let's
go
do
with,
it.
like, let's go with
Waves.
waves as our first word. See if we're in the right part of the
So
water
you
watery
want the
clue.
word waves. Okay. So waves
Sure.
is your first one, and I will go ahead and... What am I going to do here?
Yeah, the author part of the game seems like it could be stressful because now you had to take our word and your word, or
Oh, it's super fun though. If you like,
Yeah.
you're drawing it out and you're like, I guess it should be like this kind of abstracty sort of thing.
yeah. I'm excited to see what Ian comes up with.
Oh yeah, I like this game a lot because it's very, very intense for the author as well as the guessers, but just in very different ways.
Right.
Like Ian's got a pretty tough job.
Before you logged on, I was like, before I knew that, I was like, please don't make me the other in the first game. Okay.
So that is waves.
Oh no. Oh, did it do it again? Oh no, I should have checked this. My stream layout seems to have decided that it wanted to do a different one. It saves to a different spot, which is weird.
Well, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm also keeping a little bit of track on my end.
So there we go. And while you're coming up with your second word, I'm going to be fixing all the rest of these cards. So go. That is waves.
So your drawing is two
circles next to each other.
Okay.
Yep.
Eric, what do you think that means?
Okay, so if I were just like me digging this up from the ground and being like, ah, yes, classic this society. The way that I think about it in terms of waves is that kind of the idea there, like, and so I assume if it were wave, it might be one circle, and since it's waves, it's multiple circles because it gives me that like impression of like something rolling. Generously, I don't think we're on the right track with waves. There's a chance that like like the sort of like crescent related, and maybe in like a waterway, but I am not 100% convinced.
Yeah.
So we could do
the circles Sorry, continue.
Oh, what we could do is we could try and guess a complex word and see if we can get pieces of the glyph complex word. So like a thought that requires multiple pieces to it will tell us. So waves is good because it lets us understand that what we're thinking of in terms of that water motion on the bottom is not necessarily what Ian was thinking of when he was starting, is my general take.
So do the circles, does that relate to like the word that he's thinking about right now, or is it supposed to help us like guide us to the word?
What I was thinking of was that yeah, I think that it might. It's just that it doesn't necessarily overlap one way or the other.
Okay. And yeah, Catherine, I think that it does remind me of a fish as well. It's a good point. So maybe action for our next word?
I was actually going to suggest that we do fishing. So this is increasingly on brand. That's why I was like a complex word, because fishing is not just a fish, it's the act of hunting, and it usually has a person involved, and there's like a more complex thought process to it.
Oh, okay.
So you want fishing?
Yeah, that sounds great.
All right.
Sure.
But yeah, Catherine, thanks for the point about the top glyph is very good, and I very much agree.
Yeah. I see that as soon as she mentioned that, I'm like, oh, I see that now with the bones almost, and yeah. Very cool.
Yep. You could even think
Eric,
of it as...
Sorry, go ahead. I was going to ask you how many times you've how many times have you played this?
Oh, maybe like 5 or 6. This is...
Oh, wow.
This is good money, though.
Ooh.
Because we got a piece of it.
Yeah. So that means we're on the right track, W.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So,
Oh, look at that. Look. I think we are definitely on the right track because it looks like almost like bait or like a fishing rod.
mm-hmm. So the interesting thing here is that the line, right? If we were to assume that this is some sort of like spear fishing, the line that's connected to the fish is going through that W sort of glyph, whereas in the
Right.
photo here, it's above the glyph.
Okay.
Now, the questions that I have are, does that equal sign indicate motion? So would this be like a moving water?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And then, is the long line here towards the fish related to the long line through our top glyph, or is it unrelated? Because a line is sometimes just a line, right?
Right. Yeah. Huh. I guess we could try to see if that means like it's going through it or not.
Yeah. However you want to do it. We're going to get an ability after this round, so I'm also fine with like high speculating or whatever you feel like. I pushed for fishing though, so I'm happy to entertain more what you're thinking for this next one.
Well, obviously we're obviously on the right track. So what would you say our next word should be?
Ooh, good question. I think we're on a right track.
Yeah, we're on a right track.
Okay. Let's think about the space. So, I'd say let's piece this apart. The W seems to indicate, and we're calling it a W, and I think that's overloading a lot of things. But this double V energy that we've got makes me think that it's some kind of water.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially if like the fish is underneath it, I think that would be a good guess at like the W or
Right.
V is the water.
So and gamble and either try. So I know it can't be what's in the picture, but we could try waterfall or river to see if we can get a stronger association between the piece that's visible and something that we already know to be in the picture.
I think river is a good one.
Okay, let's do it then.
So you
Okay.
want river?
So that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. River. That's round 3.
Round 3. We don't have a ton of rounds. The nice thing is as you start moving towards it, either you like hop on the right track and you're like barreling towards it, or you are so far in the weeds that Ian is just sort of like, please no, come back. And so you like get in a rowboat, you cut the line, and you just let yourself drift out into the waves. Yeah! Cool.
Just gonna go ahead. That should.
Oh, money. You love to see it.
Nice.
Okay, I was gonna say, are we allowed to ask for gameplay purposes if that glyph that you have drawn is the same glyph as in the bottom of the
I'm
photo?
going to disallow that.
That's perfectly fine.
I feel that's providing too much information.
Okay,
I'm
that's perfectly reasonable.
I'm gonna say that means we are on the right track if it's basically
don't
the
don't
same
metagame
drawing.
me. Like I'm just.
Oh yeah, I'm not
like,
going to.
I truly mean.
I'm
I
just
feel
like,
like
okay.
that would be outside the spirit of the game, because if you
Okay,
consider,
perfectly fine.
you find this inscription on the right, but then you find river somewhere else, and it might be someone else different writing it. So it might be the same, it might not be. I'm not going to specify whether that is or not. It's up to your interpretation.
Sounds good.
That's good.
I'm still largely going to interpret that those are the same glyph, but this is just me speculating. So I'm going to just narrow my eyes and look very thoughtful while I say it. It might be the same glyph. Okay.
I think so.
If they are, that's money. So that's
Yeah.
very good for us. Okay, so now we should get an ability of some kind.
This created a new thing for me. I don't want that. Why did this... I don't want a new layer. Oh my gosh. What is wrong with this? Yes. Here we go.
Our ability is Lorem Ipsum.
Okay. So, let's... Okay. Your ability for this round, you have two options. The author makes a simple gesture or pose related to the meaning. You can choose that one, or you can choose this one. The author chooses the category of the meaning below.
Ooh.
While having Ian pose is very tempting. From like a logistical standpoint and just a ludonarrative standpoint. There is it is something. What do you think? I think both have their
I 100% want the category so I can have some like ability to like hone my focus.
I'm fine with that. I think this is also the right time to use it. So, before we get too additionally off the rails, this will give us additional information. Shall we then?
As much as I would love to see a pose too, I feel like this, for gameplay's purposes.
If we ask him super nicely, maybe he'll do it at the end. Like if we guess the word correctly or not, then we get to have our cake and eat it too.
Do you agree to that? I feel like that's fair. As your guest, that you should do that for us.
Okay.
Yes. We bullied him on stream. We did it.
Basically.
Well, that's pretty much my life. Anyway, so you want this one? You want the category of the meaning?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think Catherine made a very good point as well. Just like that might be like more person holding something in a river.
That's pretty good. So she's been on a roll, so I will trust her opinion.
Okay, so the category of this is unfortunately other.
Yeah, I suspected that was the case.
So it's not a tool, it's not a place, it's not an idea,
I thought
it's not
the
a
betrayal
job.
with master words, but I am back on stream and he has heard me again.
Alive or Christian. That is so many things it's not.
Right. So that's good though. So
yeah. I'm going to take a picture of this so I can look at it.
That is legal.
Unless
it
it's going to be up there on the top as well. Oh, okay.
Generally, like this is a one and done sort of thing, so it's not really needed most of the time, but this is one of those random ones that actually matters.
Yeah.
Yes, taking a picture is perfectly fine.
Gotcha.
Okay.
No worries.
It's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Right,
okay,
so
I've gotten them all.
Round 4. What would you like your word to be?
Okay. Well, so just because it's none of those things doesn't mean we shouldn't guess some of those things, though. What if we lean into like what Catherine's proposing?
Yeah, sure.
So we know that we're gonna get the triangle eventually. Naturally, it'll be a much better flex if we can guess this correctly without the triangle, but So what if we guess like swimming?
Sure. We know it's a river. People swim in a river. So, and technically swimming isn't a tool, place, idea, job, material, alive, or creation. It's an activity. So
that's fair.
It falls into that other
It
category.
is an other.
So swimming.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Haha, give him complex ones.
This game. All right.
Every so often we should just throw in something that's really complex, like the Industrial Revolution.
I'm down to do that. I feel like we're gonna win this round, so maybe like right before we're about to win our last round, we can be like Industrial Revolution or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the true draws.
I feel like that's a little too mean. The true face. God. I would just give up.
He just draws a line through the word, and it's like that's the symbol next. We're like, that seems rude. Ooh.
That is swimming.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Hmm.
So this tells us a
Well,
couple things that I think are helpful, right?
yeah.
That I think our
So,
person glyph is not what that top thing is.
no, I don't think that top glyph is a person, but I think he did draw a person.
Yeah, I think so as well. And that's great. That's super helpful for us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, maybe we need to go back to the fishing. Maybe like that top glyph is related to a fish.
Oh. Hmm. It it could. I mean, this is sort of a stretch, right? And so bear with me here. It could be some form of hunting, right? If you imagine that this is like the larger society that these folks live in, they may actually hunt purely by like doing like fish related stuff. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wildly wrong before.
But just because he drew a person for swimming doesn't mean a person is involved in the word that he's thinking, right?
Right. Right.
Hmm.
No, that's totally true. It could also be that that is the top one is some sort of craft.
Yeah, and it could be a craft. That's another.
Like a boat or like ISIS. I This is my own personal bias, but I suspect it's maybe not a boat, just because I would expect it to be a little bit more boaty shaped. Me
There's
narrowing my
also
eyes.
a boat.
Boat?
There's also a boat in the picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
Huh.
Let's see here.
I don't know where to go with this. So, okay, so we're in the river for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's on. Like so we may not necessarily have the, and this is another bias of mine. We may not have necessarily a strong association that the top two glyphs are physically above the glyph is represented, not necessarily a like, yes, this is a hovercraft because it is always above the water or something.
Right.
So I'm trying to dis.
I think that's fair.
That's actually Catherine's 100% right. That's it. Because you can see where you can see the top is the animatronic fox.
Yeah, of course.
The arrow pointing down is the log flume into the water.
Oh boy.
Man. Every so often, Ian has me on stream, and then about halfway through, he's like, why didn't I invite this guy?
I mean, you said that. Your words, not mine.
Okay, let's see here. So what could that top glyph be? So one interesting, like, it could be something reflected, right? That it's like, because like the top and bottom are sort of reflected on that plane, where like that thing that looks like an H and a C could be like two lines and a sort of swoosh reflected back.
Huh, okay. So C kind of looks like possibly a moon, like a crescent moon.
Yeah.
Really sure how that would relate to water.
It could be something abstract like the sunset.
Okay.
So like, and this is me doing a like near legendary reach, but given that like reflecting thing and focus on anything other than what looks to be a clear down arrow in the middle. Thing.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like I see it. It's not what it is.
I see it.
But I
Yeah.
see it.
So round 5 word. What do you got?
I think the last couple. Beneeta, this one's you. Live your truth.
Well, I think maybe reflecting, it's a pretty abstract word. Maybe we can see what he does with that.
Sure. Let's hurt the man.
So, reflecting or
Yeah.
reflection?
Let's do. Ooh. What do you think?
I think reflect.
Okay, that's fine. I was about to say I'm too much of a fan of like '90s Mulan to have a good opinion that isn't just like ooh, what?
All right, so reflection.
Yeah. Good.
Abstract.
So, there you go.
Okay. Okay. Oh, nice.
Hmm.
I'm still lost, but I think it's a good sign.
This could be a lot worse. In one of the games I played, the first glyph that I got successfully was the glyph in the top right corner, and that was the only glyph that I could figure out. And so it meant that the author was also just like, I can't give you any more information. And I'm like, no, please. My brain is starving.
So remember,
Okay.
after this round, you will get a very clear clue.
Okay. That's good.
Okay.
The river keeps coming. We need to go back to that.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to try guessing something like waterfall?
Okay, though it's in the
I have
picture?
some idea of what it's going to... I have some idea that it's probably not going to be what we're hoping to get, and I think it might hurt us more than it helps us, but... Okay, so it should be something river-related.
Right. River-related.
Should we try, a raft or a canoe, just to get a sense of, the kinds of... how does a vehicle relate to the river here?
Yeah, and canoe is technically not a tool, so that could work. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
It's in the photo, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck right now.
Okay, then why don't we guess canoe, just that brain space, and then we'll get a clue, and we'll be, regardless of where we are, we will be in at least a slightly better position at the end of this round than we are right now.
Okay, sounds
Cool.
good.
All right, here we go. Canoe.
Kath, that's just panning for gold. Maybe that's it.
Possible.
I'm trying. This is a tough one.
The
For
problem
me.
is he got off. That's the dream. We're here to make this challenging. He says he got inspired by a Codenames card, so I suspect it could be Germany.
Yes, I see how that makes sense. Yeah, if you say enough things, one of them will be right. That's hopefully the goal. It was inspired, but not a Codenames card. So that's what we need. Or it could be a Codenames card. He just didn't see it. Okay, we see the water. See a line.
So that's it.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm into that.
Interesting. Okay, so now we get
Yes,
our
you do.
clue.
So the symbol in the upper right-hand corner is rain. It is rain.
Rain.
Okay. So if that's
Maybe a cloud?
that's I think it's definitely like a. My brain's like, finally, the water cycle. It's not. I've done it.
Ooh, maybe it is a water cycle. Maybe like the top is like lightning, like it's like the crescent is like a moon. It's like a thunderstorm, the lightnings, and then the rain comes down.
All those years of not paying attention to environmental earth science have finally all three types of rock and the water cycle. It could be some kind of storm, right?
Right.
Because it's something like rain below something that is creating a river.
It could be like an angry river too. Let's do storm. I like that.
Sure.
So storm. Okay.
Yeah. Flooding is also good.
That's also good. Yeah.
The interesting thing I never think about in this game is like, does the size of the glyph matter? Or like
Ooh.
there's all sorts of interesting ways that you can like overload this.
I feel like this game would be really to like what you said, like really think about it, like, oh, this glyph is bigger or smaller than the other glyph. Does that mean something? Because it could, but it also could not mean something.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be kind of easy to like get lost. What is this drawing? Okay. Wow, so he's almost drawn the glyph, but like 70%. The equal sign is a half, and there's not as many lines coming.
That is a big close though.
A big close.
Yeah.
It's a big close.
A big close.
Either way, like even if we don't get it, I feel like we did pretty.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Like this is 80% of successful archaeology.
So I wonder if he's not because I had mentioned it looks like lightning. So and he's not putting there because it's not in that path. So maybe storm, but maybe the flooding would be like a good guess for the next one. What do you think?
I would say I like the idea of thunderstorm, just because it seems like an enhancement of what we're already getting. It seems like close because it adds something that we don't already have, right?
Okay.
That's my thought at least, but I'm fine either way.
Sure. The thunderstorm works.
All right, so you want thunderstorm?
Yeah. One bit of the equal sign, maybe because we're close but not quite there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm assuming.
Just gonna make this a wee bit smaller. Oh, come on, really?
Heh.
There we go. Okay. Welcome to live streaming. All right.
Yeah.
Thunderstorm.
Let's see if we get that equal sign back. Okay. Oh, we got it back.
And you got it.
Yeah!
Nice!
Good job, Catherine.
Yeah, seriously. You're the MVP of this game.
Wow, that was...
Yeah, that was a
flawless.
really good game. So, I'm really glad that you did that. And I'd like... part of the fun of this game is, like, going through my thought pattern as we were playing. So, the waves, you were actually meant to consider the half crescent at the top. Because clouds...
Interesting.
So cloud is just the sea with a line coming off. That was what I was going with. And so a storm obviously is a cloud with some rain and like flowing water underneath it. Not a ton of it. It's like a storm is just like it's normal. A thunderstorm is much more violent and has lightning, and that lightning is the three lines that are on the cloud.
Right. That's why I was thinking as well. As I was like, okay, so we don't have lightning, but that makes me think that like vertical lines there might work.
And so like the river didn't literally
Yeah.
mean like river; it meant like very strong flowing water because it's a thunderstorm. So like that's it.
Yeah.
River by itself is that, but when it's in conjunction with all this other stuff, it means thunderstorm. So it's so good. It's so good.
We got there. We got there. Honestly, like, Catherine, MVP of this game, I gotta say.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick little 5-minute break, and so that our guests can get water, I can get water, I can reset the board, and I can come up with a new thing so that we're not scrambling to try to find something, and they're not going to vamp again. So what we're going to do, go to commercial break. But if you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe to the video and tell us how we did. And if you're following on Twitch, or if you're not following on Twitch, you should follow on Twitch. And so you can see when we go live. We do this every weekday. I'm taking a break tomorrow because, number one, it's Thanksgiving. Number two, it's my birthday. So I'm not going to do anything tomorrow.
Ooh.
I'm taking a break.
Ooh.
You reverse that order. Do you get a turkey
Yes.
cake or a cake turkey?
I get.
Okay.
The thing is, like, my birthday being so close to Thanksgiving, and, you know, every couple years it lands on Thanksgiving, I get cake and pie. There's really no downside. It's... So,
My sister's the same way. Her birthday was yesterday. So she's always right.
Yeah, every
as
couple
well.
of years it aligns
Nice.
exactly, which is fun. So it's... because it's the last Thursday of the month, so it's like, whatever, I don't know. But anyway, please follow the channel. I'm looking to grow the audience, do more of these things. If you know of publishers who are looking to do streams like this, please point them my way, because I'd love to hear from them so that we can do more of these cool things like this. We will be right back, and with more Rosetta in just a little bit. Okay, we are... Ooh.